All right, so here's a fun little flight I did with one of my tailwheel students. We're flying into a little airport or kind of off airport runway here. It's called Locomotive Springs. It's just the north tip of the Great Salt Lake. One of my absolute favorite spots to go and do landings, do takeoffs. Just absolutely gorgeous view. So sit back. You can see here taking off from Locomotive. You can see it's very much an unimproved strip for the most part. They've had a few work crews come out and help, try to grade it as well as we can and keep it as smooth as we can. The conditions of the runway are actually really nice and smooth. It's a great place to do a lot of training on. It's got two runways, so no matter what the winds are doing, pretty much up here in the northern tip of the Great Salt Lake, we can go ahead and land on it. And so here we're landing or taking off on the long runway headed west. This one's about 1,800 feet long. The other runway we're landing on earlier before the winds had switched, and that one's 1,500 feet long. And just the perfect strip to get in and start to learn a little bit more about performance flying, short field approach flying, and landing in dirt with a tailwheel. I think it's very important for especially tailwheel pilots when you're getting your training to not just land on one surface or the other. You need to be competent and familiar with being able to land and handle the aircraft on asphalt, as well as being able to handle and land it in dirt and grass and those softer areas that are going to be a little more forgiving, right? So if you're just learning on grass and dirt, I highly recommend to get an instructor, get over to some asphalt, work on those landings on the pavement, and really feel as those tires hit the asphalt, they grip really hard, they don't slide and squish like they do on the grass and in the dirt. So we can make more mistakes in dirt and grass and not have as hard of consequences. And that's why we love training tailwheel off in the dirt or in the grass. It really makes them a lot more forgiving and soft, but make sure that you're getting that training in the asphalt as well. Our first 4.5 hours have all been pavement up to this point. So here you can see we're coming in on that nice landing there. It was a nice fun day, a lot of thermals. We actually ended up with a dust devil that kind of came across the runway that we didn't see at all. But it was definitely a thermal type event that lifted us. And so we were landing on the runway, and all of a sudden we find ourselves about 4 feet airborne again through the landing roll and have to re-land the airplane. It was quite interesting. This little 145 horse engine just doesn't have enough power to power up and to have gone around safely with the altitude and the things that we were at there. So be careful with that. Really watch your power. You can see us kicking up a cloud of dust there as it's quite dusty at the north tip of the Great Salt Lake. The student's doing really well. He's got beautiful flare attitudes there. He's really being patient and holding the back pressure all the way through the landing phase there, even with a little hop and a skip with the 3-point landings there that we've been working on today. And then we'll be where this runway is shorter, we like to practice the 3-point technique here. Though I did demonstrate a wheel landing for him here and walked him through one as well to make sure that he was comfortable and could make sure that he understood that even on a short field, if needed, wheel landings can still be done. And that is a tail wheel, low wheel landing, so far less than the true type wheel landing. We're just trying to keep the tail wheel off for rough bouncing and the debris and the rocks and gravel that might be on the runway. So it's kind of a modified tail low wheel landing versus a full wheel landing there, where we're keeping the rudder super high and we're burning up a lot more runway. And that's the type that we use there in the backcountry. Anyway, enjoy the video. Here in the next minute, it's going to swap over, and you're going to go ahead and see the landings from the outside of the plane as addition to the inside here. So I hope you enjoy the video. I hope you enjoy coming along with us as we train tailwheel in the deserts of northern Utah, and just have a great time in aviation. If you're ever in northern Utah, feel free to hit me up, and I'd love to get you out in some fun short dirt runways, and then the off airport and the backcountry flying community that's here in Utah is just amazing. So if you're ever interested in it, man, Utah's a great place to chip your teeth and start in on it. We've got everything from 4,000 and 5,000 foot long dirt runways in the deserts to we've got one that's 10,000 feet long by 4,000 feet wide as a dry lake bed that is known as Ibex. That is a great landing field there that we play with a lot, and that's just a great place to get out and land on dirt. If you ever look up Ibex, you can actually find PC-24, that Pilatus jet, landing in Ibex, and it's a beautiful video of our Utah landscape here that we get to play with. And that's about an hour and 45 south of where we're training up here. And that's as the 170 flies at about 100 knots. So nothing quick getting us there, but here we have the nice side view coming into land. And here's his first landing off airport ever, right there. And you can see this beautiful landing, nice back pressure, beautiful flare. Tail wheel and mains hit almost at the exact same time. You can see we get a little pogo as we have a little bit of rough terrain, but he holds the back pressure, keeps the tail down, just does a really great job. Comes to a complete stop, and then we flip around. As this runway is only 1,500 feet long, it really is not long enough to be able to do stop and goes on. And I really like teaching stop and goes in the tail wheel, so that the student learns how to control the aircraft all the way to the stop, and then add power and take off again all the way from the stop. So oftentimes the most dangerous part and the place where we ground loop the most is going to be in that transition period from tail on the ground to tail in the air, and vice versa. So, and getting slowed down to that safe, controllable speed. Anyway, we'll catch you later. Enjoy the rest of the film. We'll hopefully catch you next time. made it to this part of the video, you've got to be a true tailwheel diehard or aviation nut. So thanks for watching the video. Remember, like, subscribe. Everything helps build the channel as we try to get more and more information here in the channel for tailwheel flying and flying in general. I'm going to be I'm working on my tailwheel endorsement series, going over all the ground training that I do, talking about everything, including links to all the resources, the best books to read, and information there. So like and subscribe. I'll be working on that over the next few months, and hopefully I'll get it out and it'll be great to go. Anyway, thanks for joining. Bye.